Hey, 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 beautiful people. I'm just trying to do my mic check real quick. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay. So I was trying to make sure I can hear myself first. I'll bring the mic with me for now. So hey, hey, beautiful people. So I know we don't post on Wednesdays, but y'all know for the month of July, I always got to bring something different each month. So this month, the plan is stretch on Wednesdays. So at this point, we've done arm day on Monday. We walked it out, low impact on Tuesday. We got leg day coming up. So we might as well stretch it out. And y'all know y'all don't stretch. So you might as well stretch with me. Like, it's important to stretch before and after you work out. And I know half of y'all don't do it. So I'm gonna start off with like just basic static stretching. Um, and then we're gonna take it more into like meditation style yoga. I ain't an expert when it comes to that, but I'm gonna, get the music playing, get your mental right, and we gonna, stretch it out. So for right now, I'm gonna put my mic down, but y'all can still hear me. We gonna keep it nice and easy to start off with. So we're gonna start off with all standing exercises for now, and then we'll take it to the ground. Okay. So we're gonna start with our upper body, our shoulders. So we're just gonna do some. I guess we're gonna start with dynamic. Dynamic is where you're having movement. Simple way for me to say it. There's movement in your stretching versus static is when you just isolate and hold. Okay. So we're just gonna do some shoulder rolls. We're gonna do each one for about 20 seconds. So shoulder rolls backwards. Ooh, feel it cracking in my neck. Ooh, but it feels good. 3, 2, 1. Shoulder rolls forward. Ooh, yeah, I hear all that cracking. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now we're going to do arm circles. We're going to do big circles, matter of fact. Let's do big circles. Maria, what's going on? Y'all know y'all need to stretch, so go ahead and stretch it out with me. You might as well stay and just stretch with your girl. Now go backwards. We try to get this stretching in. I'm gonna hit some yoga style meditation, but right now we're hitting all the standing exercises or stretches, should I say? Y'all come on in and stretch now. Don't be swiping away. Go ahead and stretch with me. Dante, you made it. What's going on? Okay, so now we're gonna do overhead laterals. We're gonna alternate. This stretches out. Ooh, it stretches out all right here. So like your lats, right where that bra fat be. Yeah, get into it. So we're starting with dynamic, and then we're gonna go static. I'm gonna hit y'all with some good music to get your mind right for this month, or excuse me, this Wednesday, the middle of the week. Okay, so now we're gonna do our quads and 1 and 2 and 3. I'm gonna bring my computer close so I can see the chat. Oh, I guess that's kind of too much into the camera. But all right, y'all. So now we're gonna do quads. So pull your right quad with your left hand. So we're kind of coming at a diagonal. Anytime you use the same arm, same side, you tend to pull that foot out, which brings that hip out. So we want to bring it in. So we're going to use our left hand to stretch our right quad. Okay. Especially for my ladies, with us being child bearers, our hips, we don't want to pull them out. Okay. So we're holding each one for 20 seconds. My hip has been giving me problems, so hopefully with this stretching, this will be great for me. And switch it over. I had a crazy night. My Facebook was disabled for no reason. I don't even get on Facebook like that. So Facebook, is like for your older family and friends. I feel like each platform got their, its own role. So I really don't get on Facebook like that. Three, two, one. So now we're gonna go to one knee. So we're gonna go on our left knee. We're gonna stretch that right leg out. Ooh, I already feel it pulling. And we're gonna touch that toe. You're gonna feel it all in your hamstring. Man, I already feel it. So the goal is just not to touch your toe, but actually bring your body forward until you feel a good, comfortable pull. Okay. So halfway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it on over. Woo. That's when you know you're tight. You can't even get the exercise or stretch going without it pulling. All right, here we go. This side really tight. This is my bad side, y'all. As most of y'all already know, if you've been following me long enough, my left hip, it don't play with you, girl. I got my sweatband on like I'm really doing something. Ooh. But I am doing a leg day workout later on, so that's why I went ahead and put it on. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so while we're already on these good old knees, we're gonna go ahead and hit oh, you know what? We gotta do our lunge forward. So this is one of my favorites that I do because of my hip. So I tend to do this a lot when I'm in my room watching TV. So we're already in like that lunge position. Um, and then you just bring it forward. So lunging normally you come straight down. With this one, you want to lean forward and you're gonna feel the pull in your groin area. So you want to try to pull that knee back a little bit, lean forward. It's a good pull. You feel this in your glutes and your hamstrings. 20 seconds each one. Ooh, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. After I get done with stretching, we can talk if y'all want to talk. I'm always open for that. Ooh. I only talk to family and friends off of I don't be on Facebook like that, LJ. Everyone running behind today. It was just like that yesterday, Dante. You saw everybody didn't come in until like after 12. I just have to get on when I can, and I'm trying to stay consistent with 11:30. So, everybody's joining when they can. I'm cool with it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Okay, so now we're gonna hit a fire hydrant. This is really what's gonna open the hips up. Um, so you're gonna get on all fours, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, for y'all who got male dogs, you already know what it is. Lift the leg up, so we're gonna bring that knee out, and it's almost like a swinging motion. Okay, so this is a dynamic movement because we're in constant movement versus isolating static hold. So we got 20 seconds of this. You're gonna feel it all right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give need to be in here because give the main one I need to hit is stretching. Best time to stretch it out. Yep, I woke up literally 5 minutes. So how you gonna talk about everybody else, Dante? You just woke up. This is one of my favorites to do though, y'all. I know it seems weird, but it loosens up those hips, it stretches out the glute. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna go into the donkey kick. Donkey kick is normally something I use to really stretch out my glutes. Normally I use a weight. I think some of my past videos you may see I normally put the weight right here. But because we're just really focusing on stretching and trying to elongate it, we're gonna try to push it up a little more. So it's gonna look like this. Okay. So you're gonna feel that in your hip, but we're also stretching out the glute. Okay. So 20 seconds. Take your time. It's not a race. Ooh, I feel it. So all in my hip area to that lower back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. Same thing. Yeah, should feel good. This side, I don't feel it as much. I don't have any real issues on my right side. I still feel the stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Gluteus maximus. Yep. So now we're going to go to a back stretch. Back stretch, you want to put one leg straight out. We're going to put that left leg, we're going to bend it straight over to where our foot is pretty much sitting by the knee. Take my right arm and I'm going to put it, my elbow right behind my knee and push. And you feel it all along your back. One of my favorites is something I have my track kids do. It's a really good stretch. So good job. That's 10 seconds so far. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it over. So, hey, Teresa. So now we're going to do left leg straight out. Right leg comes over. That foot is right at the left knee. Take my left arm and push it against my knee. Here we go. 20 seconds. So we're pushing. Good job. Good job. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me bring my computer down so I can see y'all chat. Okay. Oh snap! I feel that in my back. Yeah. All the back popping, laugh out loud. This is my favorite stretch. So now we're gonna do a glute stretch. Glute stretch is almost similar to the back stretch, except instead of us crossing it and holding it here, we're bringing it more so towards our body. Okay, so let me turn this way a little more. So I'm pulling my knee into me, and you'll feel it all up in here. Stretch that glute out. Okay, so 20 seconds, hold it. I like this one a lot too. Teresa, I'm good. How about you? So nice, good hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it over. And we right into the hole. We right into it. So it's about 2, 4, it's about 7 exercises. I'm gonna turn some music on. We're gonna do like the meditation style with those exercises or stretches, should I say. We got one more, and this is really what's gonna help the hip. So this one now, what you're gonna do is we're bending. We'll start with our left. You bend your left leg as such. You're gonna put that right leg on top, so where your ankle is at the knee, and then you're pushing on that right knee. You're gonna feel that all in your hip. This is a good one. So who went and tried some cottage cheese? Dante, ain't nobody trying a raggedy cottage cheese. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it over. So now we're gonna bend that right leg. We're gonna take the left one, put that ankle at knee, and push. Woo. Y'all, this one always gets my hip. This is one of my favorites that I do. Y'all know I have hip problems. This is one of my favorites to do when I'm trying to stretch that hip out. Ooh, you feel it, you feel it, you feel it. Oh my goodness. I might need to hold this for 30 seconds. Ooh, yeah, we're going 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Captain. If no one ever told you this today, you're extraordinary. Captain, now y'all know I love a good compliment. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, okay, so at this time we're gonna go a little more into like the yoga meditation style stretching. So far we did a little bit of static and dynamic. This is also gonna be a little bit of mix of both. But if you're into yoga or into meditation, you normally have like the nice serene music, you know. So I'm gonna give y'all a little something, something. So let's go ahead and start. Remember, just join in if you want to. All right. LJ is definitely loving the compliment, but I'll say we're all in agreement. Well, thank you, Dante. Everybody on here who follows me knows I love a good compliment now. I love a good compliment. Okay, so let me get this music going. So now I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna knock out these stretches and then we can talk a little bit, y'all. Y'all like my yoga, y'all? 'Cause that's about all y'all gonna get, okay? That's about all y'all can get. I'm not a professional. That's all y'all gonna get from me. I hope y'all enjoyed that stretch. LJ has great for. Let's see what y'all talk about. Let me bring y'all closer to me, chat. Teresa's beautiful too. I don't really know, but I'm just saying. But compliment all the beautiful women out here. We are beautiful. I need Gibbs and Papa. Yeah, they need to show up. Hey Jim, what's going on? I'm 5'3", single man. There's plenty of room in my parents' basement, and mommy makes the best dinners. Oh, that would be nice. That's what I was looking for, Jim. Okay, shout out to putting yourself out there though. But yeah, that would be nice. That's what I was looking for. LJ has great form. Now Jim. Hassan would have blocked that comment by now. But no, it's okay, Jim. Hey, you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta put yourself out there. I appreciate it. Dang, Jim, you got a 10 by 8 hole. That's at least 10 feet deep in that basement. That's the only way I'm showing up. Mac and cheese tomorrow night for any interested woman. Are you making the mac and cheese or your mama making the mac and cheese? Because I think a woman would love a man that at least puts an effort to try to cook. Just try, Jim. Try it out. So, y'all, let's talk about the importance of stretching and why I took the time to do that today. So, y'all know normally when I do my workouts, I'm always doing resistance training or cardio, which are all great things to do. But remember, there's so many different variables when it comes to trying to reach your fitness goals, and that includes stretching. We have to make sure we're stretching. With stretching, it increases your flexibility, reduces the risk of injury, especially the older we get. We tend to think, we're the same spring chicken as we used to be. So we feel like we can just take off running or doing whatever. And, that's where you're going to have a lot of your hamstring pulls, especially as you get older. If y'all realized in basketball, there have been a lot of Achilles injuries. And a lot of time that also comes from shoe wear, especially with basketball players. But I've also seen this in other sports as well. And that just is based off of how you step and stuff like that. Sometimes the injury is something that I think is hard to avoid, because it can come from just an overextension from when you're trying to drive forward. Because that's a lot of times where the injury comes from is when you're trying to step forward. Um, okay, so your mama making the mac and cheese. Okay. It helps improve posture. So give wherever you are out there, that's what stretching would do. It'll help you with your posture, and then it's also a good stress relief. So I think a lot of times when it comes to like yoga and meditation, that's part of the reason why they use the music. It helps try to kind of calm your nervous system, and it puts you in isolated poses, static stretches, to where it just also helps release endorphins and dopamines to make you kind of feel good. Because I do feel a lot better. Before I got on here, I will say my hip was giving me a lot of problems. Um, but that was a good stretch for it. Today is leg day, so I probably so that's what was perfect, because after this, I will do my leg day video, which I will then post tomorrow as an edited video. That way, I think sometimes my edited videos are easier for people to follow because it has the counter in the top of the corner. It shows you the next exercise coming up, so it's just easier for people to follow. Not so y'all not going to see me struggle. You're not going to see me struggle on a leg day, okay? Um, but also it enhances the blood flow. So stretching is good for blood flow, especially if my women, if you're trying to get pregnant, if trying to get blood flow to the uterus and just keeping your different parts of your body warm is a good thing. Um, please come live with me. It's a single bed and I snore. Well, Jim, you're not really making it sound too great. Dante, you're asking the right questions. Do she bake that mac and cheese or is it like crap? Jim, I'm a black woman, so the mac and cheese has to be baked in the oven. Okay, that's gonna be the deal breaker for me. Um, so make sure you're stretching before and after you work out. Remember, before you work out, you're gonna make sure you're doing more dynamic. Dynamic is when your body's in motion. So like jumping jacks, butt kicks, high knees. Those are different things you want to do before you start your workout. Some people tend to do both, but it's a debate out there on if it makes sense to do both dynamic and static. Um, people always gonna have their opinion. I say do what works for you. And then after you work out, is when they normally say you want to do static. So once again, static is when you hold. That could be touching your toes, um, the hurdle stretch. It's just an isolated movement to where you're not staying in motion. You're holding. So um, that's why. So just make sure y'all stretch it. I know half y'all getting old. Nah, it's late. I'm one of y'all. I'm 37. So you already know my butt has to make sure I'm stretching. So that's why I want to make sure we add stretching to the movement every Wednesday. And sometimes I try to stretch before some of my workouts. Um, but I think that's something I'm gonna start adding every week. We're gonna start stretching on Wednesdays. Um, it don't take long. Stretching ain't gonna is not gonna be a long, it takes like maybe 10, 15 minutes to get a really good stretch in. Um, I'll probably try to add a few more stretches and exercises just to make it interesting and also to help me learn a little more. I know people actually go and get certified and all that to be like yoga instructors. I'm not trying to be an instructor. But I just want to help y'all stretch it out a little bit. Uh, but she gonna do the meatloaf and the frozen. No instant stuff. Come on, don't insult my mom. Where are you from, Jim? Are you from like Australia or somewhere? Okay, don't tell you too much. So y'all, if y'all have any health and fitness questions y'all want to ask me, we already stretched it out. We did a good stretch. I was on time today. Hey, hey, hey. I was punctual today. So we knocked out our stretch. Now, if y'all want to talk about anything health and fitness, I don't mind. My main thing is making sure you all understand the importance of stretching before and after. Um, when I take naps. That is a good thing to say. People think I'm very well. I say I woke up. Well, don't think there's anything else I want to talk to y'all about while I'm on here. My biggest thing, like I said, was Wednesdays are normally not the day I go live, but I'm trying to expand my horizons, and get on here and do things I normally don't do, which is stretching. So I felt pretty good with this stretching. I know Dante got in here pretty early to stretch with me. Um, so maybe I'll try to not move so quickly next time when it comes to starting the stretches. LJ, why you looking like you got some stuff on the mind there? I'm trying to think. That's what I was trying to figure out. What can I talk about? I don't really know. I feel like I talked to y'all about so many things. Nutrition. Um, as far as me juicing on Sunday, I already know that we're gonna go for. I think I said black first, so we're gonna try to go for a black juice, and then if I can't come up with the ingredients for black or close to black, we're gonna go with blood orange. Uh, Stretching was really good. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, Jim. Bye. See you later. But I appreciate you, Teresa, for saying that. Yeah, I wanted it to be anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes worth of stretching. It really doesn't take long to stretch, and that's why I want people to understand. Make sure you're putting it in your routine. A lot of times when we go to the gym, we hop on the treadmill or elliptical, and we feel like that was a good enough stretch. The elliptical or treadmill are good for getting the blood flow going and stuff like that. But as far as really activating and engaging um, your quads and hamstrings, then I definitely recommend just trying to do a quick stretch. I did post a video today about using the treadmill in 4 different ways you can engage and activate your glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, abductors, and so it's abductors, which are your outer thigh, and then your adductors, which are your inner thigh. So I did talk about ways that you can engage and target those while you're on the treadmill. So you don't need a lot of equipment to engage so many different muscle groups. Um, but if we're trying to increase flexibility, that's what's the importance of stretching for flexibility. Do you stretch with the weights? No. I may warm up with weight. So like if I'm doing a leg, well, I don't really stretch heavy anymore. But before when I used to do leg days, if I was going to just lift heavy, my first round would be very light. Because sometimes I know when you go to the gym, you're just ready to kind of hop into your workout. You're not really trying to like stretch and do all that. So I get it. So sometimes I'll just use my first round to warm up my body. So if I'm doing, let's say, squats, I'll just put really light weights on there. Um, and that's what helps target the muscle groups you're going to be using, right? So some people do that instead of stretching. They'll just do their first round a lot, uh what word am I looking for? I don't say easier, but yeah, not as heavy. And that way you just make sure you're actually targeting what you're actually going to be engaging during the workout. So normally I have to do that more so with leg day. I feel like arms and core, I don't have to do too much. Sometimes I will stretch out core. I am gonna do a core workout. I've been trying to limit the amount of time I'm on the floor. That's why I do a lot of standing exercises. It's rare that you'll see me on the floor outside of like today because I'm stretching. But as far as like doing like sit ups and Russian twist, and I don't get on the floor often. I think if you look through my videos, you'll see you won't see me on the ground often. But and that's just because all the different medical issues I deal with are internal, and so I just rather not go on the floor. But I do want to at least give y'all one of my good workout videos of engaging the core. This used to be my go-to workout every time. I work my core out just like I would any other muscle group. So people will say, oh, you can engage your core and work it, when you're lifting heavy with your arms or legs. But no, if I want my core to look defined, why would I not work it the same way I do my other muscle groups? I've just never understood that. And I feel like I have the core to back up what I'm saying. So, um, if y'all don't follow me already, follow my Instagram, Get Fit with LJ. I stopped posting on there for a while at one point, so my engagement sucks on there. So help me with my engagement. Follow me on Get Fit with LJ. That's where a lot of my short videos are. And the music's better there. So you might as well just follow that one. Do you know what drink would help with belly? Miss Erie fat. Okay. So when it comes to that type of fat, let's talk about it. I don't think there's a such thing as a drink. I don't believe really in any of that stuff like drinks or creams or when it comes to that type of fat, okay, a lot of that fat is needed because it protects our organs, right? The way I was able to get mine down, my fat is so low there that when I got an x-ray done, it's written on my doctor's note that due to the fact that I didn't have enough of that fat there, they were not able to fully see what they needed to see. Like it wasn't enough contrast. But the way I did that is you just got to decrease your um we just got to decrease our body fat altogether. So it's not about because remember your body you cannot target a certain area of your body. So I can't do an exercise just because I'm doing core exercises does not mean it's targeting the fat there. It's targeting the muscle group, but it's not targeting the fat. And that's why I think people are mistaken when they do certain exercises. They think, oh, okay, when I do crunches or Russian twists or leg raises, whatever that engages the core, they think they're targeting the fat in their core. No, you're not. What you're doing is targeting the muscle there, but your body decides where it wants to lose the fat from. So overall, you have to work on getting your body fat percentage down low enough. I think for women, and don't hold me to this, I will have to Google it. But I think for women, the body fat percentage to be able to see your abs is like you have to get, I think, below 20%. So I want to say it's between 15 and 18% for women. Once again, I have to look that up to verify. Um, so that's all it is. You have to lower your body fat percentage, and then you'll start seeing your abs. What makes your abs pop is when you actually work out. So that I try to tell people it's just like any other muscle, right? So we have muscle everywhere already. We just gotta define it, right? So even with our quads, we have quad muscles. Just some of us, if we were to flex, you're not gonna see anything. Why? Because we have too much fat over it. But the quad muscle is there, right? Core muscles, if you see a really, really skinny person, they're naturally gonna have abs, right? You're gonna see abs. But do their abs pop? Probably not. Because just naturally skinny people, if they're not working out, their body fat percentage is low enough for you to see the abs. But if they're not working them out, they're not gonna actually pop. Um, so that's why I really I like those built abs. I don't like I'm just skinny abs. I want, you know, I worked on these type of abs. So yeah, I can't give you a drink or anything like that, Teresa, that can help give you abs. Um, yeah, you just gotta lower that body fat, make sure you're in a calorie deficiency. Um, and yeah, your abs will come. Liquor and hot tea, that'll make you sweat. You and this liquor, all you do is drink liquor, liquor, liquor. And liquor definitely, you hear how I'm saying it, liquor. That's definitely not gonna help you with seeing those abs. You ain't gonna have no abs after this, Dante, because liquor, our belly, because of the amount of space that's in our midsection, especially for our organs and all of that, everything tries to go to the, as y'all heard it, path of least resistance, right? So the least resistance when it comes to your body putting fat anywhere is only your stomach. Y'all, I know y'all have seen people with pot bellies and people who drink a lot, got them beer bellies as we call them. So yeah, you gonna have an alcohol belly. So I think my rib cage just sits kind of sticks out too though. Um, but yeah, what else y'all got for me? For once, I'm not having to walk and talk. I can sit and talk. I'm not gonna be here as long today. I'm just trying to talk us into a night out of drink. I don't have an alcohol belly. Okay. I mean, I don't mind drinking. I just don't drink because of the inflammation it causes my body. So I don't have an issue with people drinking. There's a lot of people who can drink and still maintain their body goals. It just definitely depends on what you're looking for. Um, yeah, so I don't drink. To not be a party pooper, I'll drink for like a celebration, but I'm not getting drunk. But I'll sip on some wine. They got some gluten free wine out there. Um, but I always tell people if you're gonna drink, try to go with white liquor. That's the one time I would tell y'all drinking something white. Remember I told y'all yesterday, stay away from like your white condiments. So I said mayonnaise, cottage cheese, tartar sauce, ranch, blue cheese, anything like that, sour cream. I was telling y'all yesterday, stay away from that. But I will say, when it comes to drinking alcohol, it's better to go with your white. Um, is it Levi? What's chopping? What's going on? Um, so yeah, that's what y'all want to focus on. Make sure if you're gonna drink, like I always say, go with a shot versus alcoholic beverage. Just because a lot of times there's a lot of sugar that comes into that. So if your main thing is just to get lit, just take a shot. You don't need the extra sugar. And I'm talking about if you're trying to get your body goals. Now, if you just want to get lit, have fun, drink whatever you want to drink, get your lemon drop, margarita, whatever. But if you're just trying to get to the point and still have some body goals, take a shot. I'm trying to think what other things I do. I am very realistic when it comes to reaching my body goals. So I still indulge. I still have, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Unless you're trying to go into bodybuilding, you don't have to be so strict in how you eat and what you drink. People just don't know when to stop. I think, especially here in America, we overindulge on everything. Like our portion control is crazy. We don't even have control. um, I think what we consider to be a serving is not the typical serving size, right? You go to a restaurant, I'm pretty, especially with rice. You go to Panda Express or a lot of these like Chinese restaurants that want to give you rice, they will stack it on your plate. You go to these places, that sell fries, and I'm not talking about like McDonald's or Wendy's. I'm talking about like the wing spots and stuff like that. When they give you wings, they just stack it on there. Hey, Gib, you missed our stretching session. I was looking for you so we could stretch it out, so we can help with the posture. Um, I don't know what you're talking about, Levi. Um, I lost my train of thought. But it's okay, Gib. I plan on doing this every Wednesday, so feel free to jump in at any time on a Wednesday, and we'll knock out the stretching. I'm gonna try to make it a little longer, um, and maybe not jump right into it as fast. Maybe I'll get some tips out in the beginning, and maybe some more people can get on the live, and then we'll jump into our dynamic and then static into our meditation yoga style stretching. Um, Gib is upset for missing the stretching. I forgot what else I was trying to tell y'all. But do y'all have any other questions that I can answer about health and fitness? Um, oh, I was talking about portion control. So I had pizza yesterday, y'all. Yep. It was good too. I think I had told y'all about my experience with Domino's, and I didn't really eat it. And so I really felt like I missed out on my cheat day. So Marco's was having they had a war or whatever for me to get a free pizza. So that's exactly what I did. I went and got a free pizza. I will say that I did share it with my nephew, and that was to help me not overeat because that pizza really was good. And I'm pretty sure if I had kept it here and not gave it to him, I probably would have overate just because it was really good. What I'm on is his fitness talk. So what's a good average, like an average pace, like a good pace for jogging? If I, for average pace for jogging, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's to each person. Um, for me, I always say the average for anybody should be anywhere between like a 10 to 12 minute mile pace. That's just like average, you know. 10 to 12 minute mile pace. That's why I was so excited about my 8 minute mile. I'm trying to think what else I do that's realistic when it comes to how I eat and maintain the consistency with working out. Remember, you cannot out train your nutrition. Um, and I know that sounds so cliche, and y'all like, what does that really mean? Um, but for the most part, just look at it this way: if I'm eating, because a lot of times we don't pay attention to how many calories we're consuming. I think if y'all really like, if y'all use my fitness pal or something like that and put in all the foods you eat, you will realize you probably consume a lot of calories, especially if you're stopping at these fast food restaurants and getting something to eat. And then if you add in the sodas and the different drinks, yeah, you're assuming a lot of calories. So let's look at it like this. If I take in an average of 2,000 calories per day, right? 2,000 calories. And that's really shooting it low because a lot of y'all probably taking like 2,500 calories. So let's just say 2,500 calories. If I'm consuming 2,500 calories per day, right? And let's say I do work out. I work out. Mhm. On average, I feel like the average person probably burns a good three. And I'm talking about women because men burn differently. And men, y'all would probably be eating closer to 3,000 calories if you weren't really paying attention. I would say y'all probably consume about 3,000. For women, I would probably say 2,500. So the point I'm making is overall, if you're not burning enough calories with your workout, which half of us don't. So I know for me, even with what I did yesterday, I think I almost walked 5 miles. And y'all, I think I maybe hit like 250 calories. Let me see if my watch would tell me. I don't think it's gonna show me. But yeah, I maybe burned like 250 calories. Yeah, there's apps for sure. Counting calories is a lot of work. Yeah, Gib. That's why I was saying, use my fitness pal. I don't use my fitness pal to tell me how many calories to consume because my fitness pal will tell you to eat 1,200 calories. And I don't believe in going that low for calories. This is not my 600-pound life. I know Dr. Now, we trying to have them on like a 1200 whatever calories. But no, for the average person, we don't need to consume 1200 calories. Hey Jesse, don't have to count long as you're eating relatively healthy. So the thing is, kind of true, kind of not, Jesse, because a calorie is a calorie. So even if I'm eating healthy calories, there still is such thing as eating too many calories. So just like a pound of fat and a pound of muscle are still a pound, as people like to say, 500 calories of one thing and 500 calories of another. The difference is what's gonna make your body look like. So if I'm eating 500 calories of healthy, like fruits and veggies, versus 500 calories like French fries, yes, it's gonna make my body look different, right? I'm not gonna be adding on a whole bunch of fat necessarily, but if I'm consuming a lot more calories than I'm burning, I'm still gonna gain weight. It takes 3,500 calories to burn a pound of fat. So if I'm back to what I was saying before, if I'm consuming about 3,000 for men, 2,500 calories for women, if I'm consuming all those calories and then I'm only burning like 2 to 300 a day with my workout, I'm gonna be in a surplus. So 500 calories a day times that by 7, that's 3,500. So if I'm over my calorie count, like if I'm over more calories than I burn by 500, by the end of the week, I've gained a pound. So, but yeah, I definitely would take somebody eating healthy over not. But them cottage cheese, oh Lord, Jess, are you a cottage cheese person too? Oh my goodness. With them cottage cheese bagel, your granola, tuna mayo with some onion. Oh Lord, Jesse, we done got Dante back at it with the cottage cheese. Jesse, we had a whole. I'm not, but I know it's valid. So Jesse, we had a whole conversation yesterday about some doggone cottage cheese. That's why I found it funny. That you brought it up because between Dante and Teresa, they like cottage cheese. I don't like the texture, just how it looks, and I don't like a lot of white type of condiments. But yeah, we had a whole talk about cottage cheese yesterday. That's why I just find it so hilarious that you mentioned that. Okay, you're not a cottage cheese eater. Okay, Teresa. I thought you. So who was it yesterday that was agreeing with Dante? Okay, Maria. It was Maria. Oh, was it Savannah? Okay. Okay, so it was Savannah. Okay. Good, Teresa. You on my side. Okay. Girl, I knew we were here. I knew we were here. Um, it looks like spoiled milk. That's what it is, Gil. That's exactly what it is. It's sour milk, basically. Yeah, spoiled milk. Who wants that? I like feta and stuff like that. Okay, me too, Jesse. I was talking to people yesterday about Greek salads. And so from eating Greek salads, that's why I now love um Greek salads and I love feta cheese. So that Greek salads, it became my love for feta cheese. Where is Savannah? Yeah, Savannah's not on here. AK, Hassan, Pow Pow, Art of War, Hot Wing. Who else can I name? So you like feta? Do you like blue cheese? If you're asking me, Dante, I do like blue cheese. I like ranch. I just don't consume those things because they're fatty. So if I'm having like one of my cheat meals and I'm doing like my lemon pepper wings, I'm gonna use like ranch or blue cheese. But also sweet potatoes, so good for you. Just bake them in foil. Yes. So I am a so it's that the argument between like regular potatoes, sweet potatoes, kind of like the same thing with rice. You know, people go back and forth between brown rice and white rice and which one's better for you. They both have different nutritional value. It just depends on what you're looking for, but you can't go wrong with either one. Same thing with regular potatoes and sweet potatoes. They just offer different things. I think sweet potatoes definitely offer more nutritional value than regular potato, but you definitely can't go wrong with eating either one. Is when y'all like to add all that sour cream onto the potatoes, that's when you get the problem. And then when people like to add cinnamon and butter and all that to the sweet potatoes, yeah. So it's really not the core food that's the issue. It's what we like to add to that. Blue cheese, okay. I prefer Italian. But if I'm at a restaurant, I'll get ranch. I'll say overall, yes, give a sweet. Are sweet potatoes really better than normal? Yes. Yes, give. I would say overall, yes. I'm just a little iffy about the sugar content with sweet potatoes. So remember yesterday I talked to you yesterday about refined sugar and natural sugar. So remember that yes, it may have more sugar in it at the sweet potato, but because it's still attached to its main natural source, it still has a lot more fiber. It still has the fiber and nutrients of it. So remember, with it still being attached to the fiber and nutrients and not being extracted like refined sugar, it doesn't increase your blood levels. And so, ideally, as long as it's still connected to a natural source, you really can't go wrong with it. Now, you don't have to eat a lot of the sweet potato. Don't think you have to eat a whole sweet potato, but yeah, sweet potato is definitely good to do. Chili cheese, baked potato. I mean, we're big back, Dante. So I feel that's why we always talking about food. But I'm kidding. Food is just really a big. You gotta think food is really important. I think to most cultures, we all have our own type of food, and food is a way of bonding. It's a way of dealing with depression. It's a way of just dealing with our emotions. It's a way of bringing community together. So I think because food plays such an important role in so many different ways, that's why it's so important to talk about nutrition. Um, can I post a link? As long as it's a good link, Jesse. Don't be having people getting spam, scammed, and whatever else hacked. Um, knock yourself out. Just don't spam the link. Uh, it causes all depriving ourselves of our terrible eating habits. Post a bunch of healthy and easy foods. Okay, got you. Um, 'cause that's the biggest things I tell everybody. It's our portion control. It's not really about the foods we eat. And that it's funny because my sister said that yesterday my mom was talking about how healthy I eat. And my older sister was like, she started laughing because she was like, no, she eats. And I was like, yeah, both of you are right. I just eat in a controlled way. So I make sure I bring it to my home. Y'all already know if you bring cookies, cakes, and chips not into your home, you know where it's at. So there's no hiding it. So it's not like I'm like I told y'all my kryptonite is the lemon Oreo cookies. If I get a whole thing of the whole pack, and normally I get the family pack with no family, but if I get the whole family pack of cookies, I may try to tell myself I'm just gonna take two, yeah, maybe two rolls. So what I try to tell people is bringing your home what you know you won't overeat. So if you do like cookies, I try to get the smaller pack of it. 'Cause they do have smaller versions where it's not the whole pack, but you just have to make sure you're being intentional. For those of you who have kids, you're just gonna have some willpower, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Make them eat healthier. So I know when you bring in snacks for the kids, it becomes everybody's snacks, right? Honey buns and the chips, and I get it. Maybe try to substitute some of those sweet items with fruits. You can still bring in chips and maybe make them baked chips. I mean, even though they're kids, their nutrition should also get looked at. Okay, so just because they're young, shouldn't it be? Oh, they can eat whatever, which is kind of true. But let's still focus on making sure our kids are eating healthy and that we're feeding to them healthy habits. So don't deny them candy from time. You know what I'm saying? Like still give them. It has to be a good balance because you don't want a kid growing up and having issues with food. Okay, so make sure you have a good balance. Um, LJ, simple question: 2 plus 2. What? 2 plus 2 times 2. So please, what was it? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So it's parentheses, exponents. Please excuse multiplication, division. My dear, so that's division. Aunt Sally, addition, subtraction. So you do multiplication first. So it'll be 2 times 2 is 4 plus 2 is 6. I just want y'all to understand how I got to the answer. Please show your work. Um, I take two, and every time I get up, I take two more. Right. And I'm the same way. At that point, I just take the cookies to my room. Like, I'm not gonna keep getting up. Um, nah, them kids need to eat heavy. I'm eating all they stat. Laugh out loud. 8, 6. Laugh out loud. I have no idea. I refuse to show my work ever. Um, Give so smart. No dummy teacher gonna teach. I've won over $1,000 betting people they get that wrong. Well, I do like to say I am a little smart. Math is not my favorite subject, but I do have a brain. I will say my education it did pay off. Um, but yeah, y'all, nutrition is just a really big thing. I think even when you go out with your family and friends, just be mindful of what you're eating. Yeah, you can have fun, eat the pizza, eat the wings, but you ain't got to get the 12 count of wings. Like, get you a 6 count of wings, get the fries with the carrots and celery, and call it a day. That's the problem. That's the difference between how I eat and how everybody else eat. Everybody else want to go to Wingstop and all these little wing spots, and they're like, "Oh, let me get the 12 count, fry extra crispy with I want some fries, extra seasoning." Like, get you a 6 count, grill with the family, avoid fat food. I mean fast food, but whatever. I failed algebra 3 times because I never showed my work, even with. Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing none of that. Yeah, math is not my. I went to school in pre-law and a little bit of systems engineering. The school I went to was an engineering school, so everybody has to get a little engineering in. So I did pre-law as my main focus with systems engineering. Same difference. Fast food, bad food. Which kind of is so that's another thing. When it comes to a lot of our foods, we have to actually also pay attention to eating fried foods. That's also my kryptonite when it comes to food. I love fried foods. So French fries, chicken tenders. I'm like a little 2-year old. I like my little chicken tenders. Chicken in general. Anything fried, you kind of win me. Funnel cakes. But yeah, anything fried. So the main thing with that is the grease. Um, Definitely the grease, the grease, the grease. Exactly, figure roll. Taco salad always hype. You don't even taco salad me. Red meats or not. So I don't eat red meats. I haven't had red meat since I was like 12. I stopped eating beef and pork. Well, I stopped eating all meats when I was 12. And then when I got to the military, child, if I didn't eat meat, then I wasn't gonna live. Cause with all the stuff we were doing, the salad wasn't gonna be enough because the salad didn't come with protein. And the biggest thing you need when you're doing a lot of movement is protein. Um, so that's when I started. I opened up my palate a little more, and I opened it up to being chicken and turkey meat. So I didn't eat fried foods for the longest either. I picked up eating fried foods I want to say in college or after college, I started eating fried foods again. So yeah, no beef or pork for me. I don't really like those fatty pieces, like ribs. No. So I know Dante, you gonna hate that, but I don't like ribs. Um, Pork chops, ugh, gross. Cheese croissants. Um, I mean, I will eat that, but I can't do a lot of cheese unless the cheese is fresh. And what I mean by that is I can't do like a lot of frozen cheese. It has to be fresh cheese. That's just because it inflames my body. I really say that's the only reason why I'm as healthy as I am is because of my autoimmune disease. That's like all bad, bro. Sounds lit though. I booked my flight to Italy. I'll be back with Pow Pow in about 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, go drag Pow Pow. I don't like ribs either. Too messy. Y'all tripping on the ribs. It just I don't like the fats. I don't like fatty meat. So even when it comes to like eating chicken, I don't like thigh. I don't like a lot of meat. So it has to be small, like I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah, I just don't do big pieces of meat. No, it doesn't attract me anyway. I love ribs. Yeah, so y'all can have them. I make sure you always have them for yourself, more for you, right? Yeah, I can't. I especially can't do anything pork. The only thing I would possibly do in life if I ever ate pork was I do kind of miss the idea of eating pepperoni pizza. I couldn't tell you what a pepperoni pizza tastes like right now. So I think that if Jesus himself came down and said I need to eat some pork, I would do some pepperoni. Um, I'm on the spectrum. You tripping? You could be tripping, Jesse. Well, y'all, I am about to hop off of here because I still have my leg day workout to do. Yeah, it's bad for you. That's why it tastes so good. Normally, that's what they do say, right? Anything that's bad for you is what tastes good. Um, so but anyway, y'all, I am about to hop off of here. Thank you all for coming on here and talking to me, keep me engaged with my stretching. So Wednesdays will now be stretch days. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make them a little longer, just make sure we can really get that good stretch in. Um, Tomorrow I'll be posting my leg day workout, so check it out and do it with me. And then meet me back here Friday so we can do some full body cardio. Okay, full body cardio, regardless if you want to work out or not. Just come chat with me, just like today. So come chat with me on Friday, full body, and then remember we're juicing on Sunday. So I thank y'all. See me Friday. Meet me here. Brother, beat me here. 11:30, y'all. Drop a like if you haven't. Oh yeah, go ahead, Jesse. Put it out there. Drop a like if you haven't already. Anybody watching who isn't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like, and join me Friday. All right, y'all. Thank you. Be kind and have a amazing Wednesday.